good day everyone, it's Grizz. I have a cup of tea. I've got some work to do on the Punisher. Right, last time I took it out, went for its MOT, and then yeah, I took it out for a nice long ride. Everything seemed fine until I was about, I don't know, halfway through the ride, and then I noticed that there was some oil on my foot. And then I pulled over to realise that this oil was also getting on the back tyre. Let me show you why we've got oil on my foot and the back tyre. Let's have a look at the bike. Right, so here is the offending items. Now, I don't know if I didn't spot this before, but this is a crack, and I thought it was just a crack on the thick layer of paint, but it's actually a crack on the metal. So I need to oil is actually coming out of that, so I need to replace that. Now you can see a lot of shoddy repair work has gone on here. It bothered me when I first kind of bought the bike, or bought it back should I say, and like look at the wodges and wedge of flipping gasket seal. So from what I can tell, there is gasket seal, or there's oil should I say, coming out down here. And someone has really layered on that gasket seal. They've not made a very good job at all. I mean, you don't even use gasket seal in those areas. It looks like someone's had the casings off and not replaced the gaskets and just chucked loads of gasket seal in its place. But I need to replace this. The oil is seeping through the casing here, so that is not good. And it also appears, as I say, to be coming out down here. I had a look at this casing and it almost appears to be damaged down here. So I've got a replacement casing and I've also got an old replacement casing. Let's have a look at those bits. Oh, another problem I had as well was a slipping clutch. So let me show what I've got to remedy it. Right, so I need to basically drain the oil, take those engine casings off, clean up all that old gasket seal, and I've got some new gaskets. I've got to go get those as well. Those are indoors, but I bought a replacement clutch cover. Got that for quite a good price on eBay. I think it was about £25 I paid, so that's cool. And in my arsenal of old fire blade parts, which I have quite a few of because I've had quite a lot of fire blades over the years, I also found the other cover which I need, and this part is nice and intact and no leaks, so that's cool. So I've got that as well. I also, for the clutch, I bought new cork friction plates. I also bought these steel plates. I bought these were kind of new second hand, and they were way cheaper than me actually buying the plates new, but they are new. So that's really cool, save some money on that. I bought some new springs so we can get some nice springs in there again, so I know all the clutch is set up properly, which is really important. And thanks to Fuchs and my supply of oil from Fuchs, thank you guys, I've got some nice fully synthetic 1040 oil going in, and I'm also treating the old girl to a K&N. Punisher, it's for the Punisher. So, right, so basically I'm going to drain the oil out, get those clutch covers off, see what the damage is, clean it all up. I need to repaint these as well, and get them fitted and get the clutch changed over, and hopefully that'll be the end of that. Let's get it done. Right, so engine case preparation first of all, because I need to clean these up, sand them down and give them a lick of paint and let the paint set a bit before I reassemble it on the bike. So first of all I need to take off the old gasket, sand it down, get it ready for paint. Let's do it. Okay, so that is all of these casings, or both of these casings, all cleaned up, and I've put some tape on the underside of the casing to stop any of the paint getting on the area which I'm going to put the gasket on. So hopefully that will just make it a cleaner job, and I do need to clean up that gasket face. But yeah, all cleaned up as best I can, ready now for a bit of paint. I'm going to use the same paint. This is cylinder black paint, but I've put it all over the engine already and there's been no problem with it. It's a one coat. You don't need a undercoat at all. Apparently just one coat, but as I found out, you need to apply more than one coat. So I'm going to get some of this stuff on. Let's get it on. Right, oil's drained out. Now I need to take the engine casings off. Let's get it done. Right, that's all the bolts out. Now I've got to somehow try and get off these casings, and they are literally like glued in place with all the not filler, like gasket seal that you've put on here. There's just masses of it in it on here. Yeah, you don't need to use gasket seal when fitting these engine covers. All you need is new gaskets. So I'm suspecting someone had them off previously, couldn't be bothered to put new gaskets on the casings, and just chucked a load of gasket seal on there. So now to try and get this off, and what I'm going to have to do is be a little bit heavy-handed with it, sadly, but I've got new casings, so rubber mallet time. See if I can get it to move, baby. Jesus Christ! Broke me mallet. That's a plastic. What's that? Hold on a minute. Ah, it's a top off of one of my spray cans. Right, let's use the actual rubber mallet. Didn't think that sounded right. Comedy moment. Bloody da. It's off at long last, and yeah, copious amounts of gasket seal everywhere, and my thoughts have been confirmed. There's no gasket on the actual engine casing. The engine casing itself doesn't look that bad. I mean, look how much engine gasket sealant they've used here. That's paint actually. That's paint that was on the engine. But yeah, wodges of gasket sealer and no actual gasket, which you don't want to be doing. So yeah, that's one off. I need to clean all that up. I need to try and get this one off now. Wish me luck. Right, so this one did actually have a gasket on, but again, loads of gasket seal on there. Let's get all this gasket seal stuff now cleaned up and off the bike, and I can go about fitting the new covers. Job done. Right, so that is all cleaned up. I didn't want to bore you with that too much, but I've got all the old sealant off, gasket seal and all the rubbish. That's all cleaned up and ready basically to take that old clutch out and put the new one in. The engine cases are ready as well. Bonk. Engine cases are ready to install as well if my light decides to play to work for me. Right, so now shoddy camera work. What I need to do now is install the new clutch. So the extraction of the old clutch and the fitting of the new clutch is quite simple, using the different types of plates that I've got here. But something I had forgot, it's been a time since I've done a clutch change. I have done quite a lot in the past, but these lovely cork plates, you need to soak them in oil, and that needs to be soaked for at least a few hours. I've tried to rush this in the past and had problems, so I'm not going to rush this. So basically I'm going to take a old leftover bit of oil from Fuchs. Thanks guys, this was from the oil change on Taffy's bike. So I'm going to cut out the top of this and basically pour a load of oil, clean fresh oil, and put these in a bath of oil, and they need to soak for at least a few hours. I should have done this before I started doing all the work, but I forgot. So I'm going to cut this out, lay it on its side like this, cut the top out like so. Let's do it, baby. Gosh, do not cut yourself when you're doing this. Always cut away from yourself. Yeah, not towards yourself. I'm gonna leave a little lid on this so I can leave it, because it's the end of the day here. So I'm going to leave this overnight and come back to it. So I've got a bath of oil in here. Yeah. And yeah, all we do is quite simply get a cork plate and plop it in. I'll give you a better angle. So here you go, new cork plate, pop it in the oil, plop. And we just need to get all of these completely submerged, covered in oil, and they need to soak for at least a few hours. I'm going to play it on the safe side, go have a few beers, go chill with Taffy because she's been working all day should I say, and I'm going to have a few beers and have an evening meal with Taffy. I'm going to come back to this tomorrow. I'm going to add some more oil to this. Fresh oil going in. It's like cough syrup, but this is better than any cough syrup you could ever have. So yeah, they are all nicely soaking. Right, why also do we soak these? Basically, we're soaking them because it's cork, and these cork plates expand when they get wet. And also they soak up the oil, and what can happen is the clutch can burn itself out because the clutch plates are too dry on installation because they rub together. So yeah, it is really important that you soak those. I'll have a play with these in a few hours and leave them overnight, as I say, come back tomorrow. But anyway, gonna go have a beer. Bye. Right guys, next day on, clutch plates have been in soak overnight, and yeah, I'm ready to start disassembling and fitting the new clutch. So basically just undo this clutch and do them kind of opposites, just slowly releasing the pressure off these clutch plates and the springs, and then we can remove all the cork clutch plates and the metal clutch plates and refit the new clutch and new clutch springs as well. Right, let's get it on, let's do it. Right, so that is the clutch out. The last one that you pull out is the kind of least widest of all the cork plates. It's kind of got slightly less material on the inside of the plate. But anyway, condition of these, the corks, I mean there's still more wear in the corks, but I am noticing a bit of a trend here with the metal ones. You can see there's kind of wear on these. So yeah, the metal ones, it all adds up basically with the wear and tear on the clutch. I can see there's some kind of scoring marks here and there. So yeah, they needed replacing. Happy that I'm kind of replacing them. It was clear to me that it was slipping as I was getting harder on the throttle, but yeah, you can see some definite wear marks there, which will all add up to the thickness, overall thickness of this clutch being reduced and making the clutch slip. So now it's just a case of refitting in the reverse order. Cork plate first, that kind of smaller cork plate first, and then metal cork, and reassembly. Anyway, let's get it going. So let's get it back together. I've got all the new plates and all the new cork plates which have been set in soak overnight. So I want to use the smallest cork plate first, which is that one. It's going to get a bit messy, so this one first. Let's put this one in. So the metal one. Right, so that's all those on. The last one doesn't go on in line like this with all the others. You put it in the opposite direction to the others. So all these are going down this way. This one locks in on this outer point here. But anyway, that is all the plates on. Let's put on the front plate. And then we can get the new springs in. Looks well mashed up there, doesn't it? Looks to be normal. Okay. Let's get the bolts in. Okay, so yeah, I've done that correctly. This last one goes in like this locking position, different to all the others. And now we just need to tighten up all these again. So we're kind of not tightening up one area too much before the other. So kind of opposites, tightening them up bit by bit. Right, that is it. That is the clutch all in place, all put back together again. New clutch kit, new springs, job done. So now I can just get the engine cases back on. I'm going to put the gaskets on. Now the only place you need to be using gasket seal when you're fitting these is on the actual joins of the engine casing. So there's some there, a join there, a join here, and a join here. I also I'm gonna put just a little bit on around this area on this casing just to keep this nice and oil tight. But on from that, I'm not going to use any other gasket seal. You don't need to put everything on plus the gasket. You end up with problems like I've just basically fixed. So let's get a bit of this gasket seal on. Okay, let's get some oil in this bad boy. Clutch is in, covers are on, cables on. I actually also managed to connect the connector, the electrical connector for the pickup. So oil, let's get it in. Filter's on already. Sump plug is on, is in place as well. Just get some oil in. Right guys, so now is the moment of truth. I've adjusted the clutch cable and yeah, happy with the movement of that clutch. Just like operates nice and smooth, no knottiness there. So I think I'm in good confidence. We can start it up. So mind your ears. Switch it on. Chokes out. Right, so I think that's a definite fix. Right, so I'm really happy with that. New clutch, new gaskets, and some nice clean better looking, I think, engine casings than it was before. The actual clutch, it was definitely in need of replacement. You can see it more so now, it's kind of dried out a bit more, but you can see these scoring points on the clutch plates. It goes on, and the actual plates themselves, the cork plates, were quite thin. Hard to actually show it without start measuring things, but as you can see, there's definitely some wear on those plates. Yeah, and the engine casings were just a sorry old state. Someone had really wodged these up with no gasket, loads of gasket seal, and as you can see, it's just stuff like this is never going to be oil tight. So yeah, always fit a flipping gasket. Don't be dependent upon gasket seal to do the job, because it won't, basically. Even this one actually had a gasket on, and that wasn't oil tight either. And yeah, there was a crack on that one, so we got that nicely replaced now. I'm guessing someone must have dropped it at some point and hit this casing and caused that to snap. So, job done. Hopefully that is the last of the work needed on the Punisher. We can actually get on and have some proper rides on this, and I can be a bit more happy knowing there's no oil getting on that back tyre. Happy with that. Right, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!